Hello everybody, and welcome to the Kiopioke Super Steam Nextfest stream special. I'm David, I'm the creator of Kiopioke. Whether this is the first time you've seen Kiopioke or you've known about it for a while, I'd like to welcome and thank you for spending the time with me today to check out my game. The live rendition that you just saw took some liberties with some of the game mechanics, so let's see the actual game in action right now with the release date trailer. The game releases on July 18th, right here on Steam. The soundtrack comes out the same day, and you can bundle the two together. If you like what you've seen so far, please give this game a wishlist. Now, I'd like to give you a guided tour of the demo. I'll go over some of the game's nuances, some of the development and inspiration behind the game. Then, after that, I'll give you a sneak peek into a new zone called the Cliffs. Let's get right into the demo, which you can download right now on Steam. The Kiopioke demo showcases the first zone of the game. It emphasizes the unique mechanic of Kiopioke, poking into walls, building tension, and then launching into the air. The scene playing out shows what happens to Kiopioke to disable his flight. The first few levels show how to control Kiopioke. Platformer standards are available right from the start, like jumping, wall climbing, and dashing, but what's different about Kiopioke is the poking and launching mechanic. Here, Bullet shows Kiopioke how to do it. Bullet can't fly either, so he developed a technique to get around the world. You poke into walls. Then you can build tension by aiming in any direction. By default, releasing the direction controls launches Kiopioke like a slingshot. We will see a lot of this mechanic in the demo and in the sneak peek. Bullet is just one of the many characters the player will meet along the way. As mentioned, Bullet can't fly either, and he takes a liking to Kiopioke. As you meet more characters, you will have opportunities to help them. This can alter the ending of the game. Helping them is usually tied to secret items. We will see one very soon. As you progress through zones and levels, the difficulty increases. The first few levels are straightforward and reinforce the control of Kiopioke. More dangerous hazards begin to crop up as well, but death is not all that punishing. A quick 1-second respawn gets you right back into the action. This gives players confidence to try different ways of completing levels and really shows the creativity and personality of each player. The goal of each level is to give the player multiple paths to get through it. Falling platforms are prominent in this zone. You can hold onto them or climb up them as they fall, and they form the basis for other level mechanics later in the game. Eventually, we will even see walls that can fall, adding tension to the poke mechanic. I tried to use falling platforms in unique ways. Of course, if one falls on you, that's a death. You can use them as platforms and jump off them to get to otherwise unreachable spots. When they fall, they can open up other paths. Taking a mechanic and pushing it as far as it can go is part of the core design philosophy of the game. As more mechanics are introduced, the levels ask the player to use the mechanics in creative ways. Then mechanics start to combine in new ways and keep a good variety. There are hundreds of levels, but the goal is to keep things fresh. The music was heavily inspired by the Mega Man series, particularly Mega Man 2 and 9. Risk of Rain played a huge role as well. I tried to capture the feeling of those energetic tracks throughout the game. The soundtrack will feature 14 to 16 tracks, and they have that ethos of determination. When you're feeling a little bit frustrated, you gotta crank these tunes. It's gonna give you that extra push you need when you reach a hard level. Speaking of hard levels, here we are at the secret area. There are secret areas in each zone, and they are meant to be really, really tough. They highlight the thematic mechanics of the zone, sometimes in radical new ways. These levels will require some problem solving and excellent execution to complete, but I believe that everyone can do them with enough determination. When I watch people complete the secret areas, I can see that there's a level of accomplishment and satisfaction. But there are also story beats that are tied to completion. In this area, we come to the end to find a stick? This stick might be useful for someone. Finally, we come to the last level of the zone. It's here that we... Wait, what? A hungry cat? Run! Whew. It looks like we escaped. Let's see what this cat has to say. I see. I wish we could understand her. Can I give her the stick? What animal likes sticks? That's the end of the first zone and the demo. There is a credits section where there are some additional mechanics from later zones, so please go and check those out. The demo is available right now on Steam. Please give it a try and wishlist Kiopioke today. Welcome to the cliffs. The sun is rising over the rocky landscape and a beautiful day vanquishes the stormy night. Wait, is that Bullet? And a delicious looking berry. Let's see what he's up to here. Berries restore stamina and dashes midair, very similar to the green diamonds in Celeste. A berry can make climbing to really high areas possible, or add another dash while in the air. This opens up the possibility of long climbs, interesting paths, mechanics combinations, air combos, and game tributes. Bullet wasn't kidding when he said it gets windy up here. Wind is another mechanic that adds a different dimension to the game. When there are updrafts, Kiopioke can float down gently. When the wind is at your back, you can jump and launch really far. Crosswinds can make poking and launching challenging. When the wind is against you, you have to adjust your jump timing. Wind is also good for game tributes. There are so many combinations. You'll also meet up with some new and old characters. Be careful around that cat. And, these guys. Let's leave it there for now. This has been a sneak peek of the cliffs in Kiopioke. That'll do it for the Kiopioke Super Steam Nextfest stream special. Thanks again for joining me. I'd like to invite you once again to wishlist the game and download and play the demo on Steam. The game releases on July 18th. Thanks again. Bye.